Alright, so this is a how-to on playing All B by Edwin Mccain. It's going to be pretty basic. There's some picking and stuff you can do in the song, but I'm going to leave that out for sake of ease, I guess. Okay, so I'll start with just the basic chords that we have in the song. The chords are B, E, F sharp, A, and A flat minor. So the B is going to be, we can play it two different ways, depending on where you are in the song. You can kind of choose which sounds best. But basically you've got an open E string, and then a second fret on your A string, a fourth fret on your D string, fourth fret on your G string, fourth fret on your B string, and then the option you have is to go on your high E string. You can go open, or you can do a bar and make it on your second fret. So it'll sound either like or like, and it's kind of up to you. In the intro, I leave the high E open, and then the next chord you have is just in the intro, and then one time at the end you have A, which is going to be your open E string, open A string, second fret on your D string, second fret on your G string, second fret on your B string, and then an open E string. And you can play it like this or like this, either way, whatever's more comfortable for you. I find in the intro, because you're going from a B to A, it's easiest with these three fingers. And then a majority of the song is made up of three different chords, which goes from B to the F sharp. And F sharp is kind of a, if you aren't practiced up on bar chords, it can be a little more difficult to play. But you're going to take your index finger and bar all the way down the second fret, and then you'll have your middle finger on the fourth string down, third fret, and then your remaining two fingers will go on the A and D strings on the fourth frets, and it will sound like this. So that's F sharp, and then E, you also have, well, it's basically it's your open E string, second fret A string, second fret D string, and first fret on your G string. And you can play it with those three fingers or those three fingers, depending on whatever you want to do. Because again, you're going from an F sharp down to that, you can just keep it on these three fingers, and you can just slide back and forth between the two. I find that's easiest. So you're going from B to A in the intro, and you can slide down, and you can go from F sharp to E and slide down. Let's see, the last chord we have is your A flat minor, and it's another bar chord. So what you're doing is your index finger barred on the fourth fret, and then your middle finger doesn't push anything down, and these other two fingers are just going to go on your second and third strings down on these six strings. It's kind of like you're flipping something off. And that one sounds like that. So we'll go through them one more time really fast. You got your A, or your A like this, your B, which you can leave your bottom string open or closed on the second fret, your F sharp, your E, which you can play like that or like that, your A flat minor, sorry, and then let's see, on the last I forgot to mention, at the end of the song, well, towards the end of the song, there's another A that you can play it this way, or you can play it as a bar chord. And again, if the bar chord sounds better, but it's a little more difficult to play that way if you're just learning. Sorry, I got kind of a hokey setup here. My wires are bouncing off everything. So that can be the A, which would be barre on the 5th, and those two on the 2nd and 3rd strings down on the 7th fret, and then your middle finger on the 4th string down on the 6th fret. So it's basically like your F sharp, but slid up, so your index is on your 5th string, your 5th fret, I mean. So those are the basic chords. Starting off on the intro, well, actually the whole song pretty much has one strumming pattern, and that strumming pattern is basically it's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And the whole song, I believe, is that. So your intro is typically, you use finger picking, but for sake of this we're just doing strumming. So it just starts off with B and A. So it's B and then A, B and then A, just those two times. So that's your intro. It just goes B, and then A, and then B, and then A again. Okay. Now, after that, it goes into the first verse. Your chords are B, E, and F sharp. And it goes B, and then E, and then B, and then F sharp, and then E. And then it starts over again. So it goes B, E, B, F sharp, E, B, E, B, F sharp, E. And so it's the same strumming pattern. It plays it for a shorter amount of time, so it goes. And so that's B, E, and then it goes B, F sharp. So I'll slow it down and play it one more time. And what I'm doing there is I tend to, on my B chord, instead of barring all the way down and playing that 2nd fret, I always just leave it open really, instead of, and with the F sharp you can do the same thing. You play it, or you can just play basically those top 4 strings. You're pushing down the top 4 strings only, and then your bottom 2 can be open. So and that's a choice. You can either play B or B and F, or F sharp, I mean, and F sharp. So it's pretty simple. So that's the first 4 lines, looks like, and then it speeds up a little bit and it goes B, F sharp, E, back to F sharp, and then it does that for the last few lines. And that's again the same strumming pattern as you were doing before, so it's just down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay. So we'll go ahead and review that first part. And you can play along if you want to. I'll slow it down a little bit. We'll start with the intro, which is B, A, B, A. And then the first part of the verse is just B, E, B, F sharp, E. It does that twice. And then the second part of the verse is B, F sharp, E, F sharp. That's confusing. Whatever. You should probably go online and print out a sheet with the chords and the words and stuff, and then you can kind of follow along. And I'll link that up on this too. Okay, so the intro. So that was everything up until the first chorus, and the last line of that first verse holds out those two last ones a little longer. So right before that it goes, and the last one goes, and then it goes into the chorus. And your chorus is essentially the same as the first part of the verse. So the chorus would be B, E, and then B, F sharp, E. So it goes. And then it starts back into the second verse. So the second verse is essentially the same as the first verse, so I won't go into that one. And then after that, so it goes the first verse, the chorus, the second verse, and then the chorus again, and then it drops into kind of a different riff when it says, and I've dropped out, burned up, fought my way back from the dead. That part changes up things a little bit. So you go from the chorus, which ends on B. Let's see. So the last line of the chorus is, I'll be the greatest fan of your life, which would be and then instead of going back to B, it goes up to the A flat minor, which is on your 4th fret, barred, with your middle finger not on anything, and then those two up there on the 6th fret. So it starts off with, it's the same strumming pattern again. It goes A flat minor down to F sharp, and then down to E. So it goes. And that's the first part of it, and then the second part is the same thing, essentially, except for there's one more chord added at the end. So the first part again was A flat minor, F sharp, A flat minor, F sharp, E, and then it jumps up to that A, which I play as the bar chord on this time, up here, and then back to F sharp. So I'll play it one more time and a little bit slower, sorry, so you can look at it. So the end of the chorus, and then it jumps into starts in the chorus again for the last time, and then the song ends from there. This is my first little tutorial video, so it's not exactly, I'm not a very good teacher, but yeah, so I hope that you can kind of figure it out from that. But I recommend definitely printing out the chords online and being able to kind of refer to them as you go along. It helps a lot.